Now please, sit back, relax, and enjoy this production of Waiting for Godot.
I know, but someone's gotta do it. They're not gonna be our job. They're the stage manager. But I don't know what I'm supposed to say. What? I'm supposed to just stand here like an idiot and ask you to walk out here with me? Well, I wasn't gonna make you do it by yourself. Thanks. Too slow. But like, right? Yeah, you should probably. I know. They're waiting. I know. They look confused. Right. Okay. Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you for coming out to see our little production. Woo! Thank you. Second of all, we apologize for the delay. You may have noticed that this is not the opening dialogue of Waiting for Godot. Right. Unless they haven't noticed. What? I'm just saying that maybe not all of them noticed. How could they not notice? I mean, not everyone has the opening pages of Godot memorized. All anyone recognizes about Godot is two people waiting, you know, in the stupid fucking bowler hat gags. And, you know, we're two people. We're not doing We're waiting hats. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Stop it. Come on! Right now. Do the hats. This is what the people came to see! Spoiling the show! Lighten up! We don't have time for this! I would argue we have nothing but time. Right. Just, let me finish the announcement. Just let me finish hanging up my coat, please. Okay. Do you want to go? Can I sit with you? Second of all, what? You already did second of all. Fine. Third of all, the reason we're having to delay curtain. Except we haven't really delayed curtain, have we? It's the figure of speech. It isn't even the little curtain that we're using. I just mean we're delaying the start of the show. Your figure of speech, when the lights went out, we came out in costume and started talking. It seems like the show started. It started. This isn't the show. This is maybe not the show, but it's just it's not the show. We can't legally do the show. Right. Well, yeah, because you're. I know. And also I know. And Samuel Beckett says only men are allowed to do. Ooh. The bloated, pompous bigot says only men are allowed to do. The arrogant, misogynistic, bloated, pompous bigot says only men are allowed to do. The self-important, pretentious, arrogant, misogynistic, bloated, pompous bigot says only men. The fuck says no. And Beckett's estate enforces that they'll take it to court for producing Godot with non-male actors. What did the lawyer say about the copyright? Oh, 2059. Yep, copyright holds until Beckett's been in the grave for 70 years. So in 2059, we can legally start the show by then. Which might actually make more sense for the show. Oh, here we go again! Just saying there is more depth through production of older actors in the roles. Younger performers can't possibly have experienced the profound existential dread accumulated over several decades of living through the endless cycle of monotony that is their lives. Listen, if you don't want to do it, we'll find it. No, I do want to. I'm just saying, I do know that my performance now is limited by my comparatively minor life experience. You know, I'm still young enough to be scrambling for a greater meaning, the pursuit of which Vladimir and Estragon have long since abandoned. If they're the old mice dragging their tired limbs through butter, you and I are still frantically kicking around in a bucket of milk. Yeah, I'm not sure that's what that analogy is supposed to mean. Yeah, but that's the thing about analogies, though, isn't it? I think the point is that the mouse saves itself from drowning, right? Kicking and kicking until the milk is turned into butter. It's about saving yourself through hard work and all that bullshit instead of saying fuck it and sinking to the bottom of the milk.
Right, sure, but in my version, the kicking is specifically the instinctual yet futile effort of searching for meaning and purpose in the world.
But the tiny mouse kicks aren't futile in the end. They manage to make butter so they don't drown.
Right, well, the kicking helps in a way, but it doesn't get the mouse out. Like we kick and kick and kick and wear ourselves out with the kicking and never actually make it out of the bucket. The best we can do is make enough pointless butter to keep ourselves alive.
There's still plenty of compelling life experience in the kicking bit. We struggle every day trying to find our identity, trying to survive, trying to make things better. Plenty of tortured artist-actor fuel for the role.
And it's not the same. We've yet to experience the profound realization that all of our efforts will amount to nothing more than a handful of butter.
You seem to have realized it.
Conceptualizing is not the same as experiencing.
Don't discount the weight of the milk stage. The knowledge that if we stop kicking, we'll surely drown is bound to lend a certain emotional depth to the performance.
Let us not then speak ill of our generation. It is not any unhappier than its predecessors.
Let us not speak well of it either.
Let us not speak of it at all.
Will we get in trouble for that?
The quote?
The quote from the show we're not legally allowed to do.
Oh, probably fine, as long as we make it clear. We're not performing as Potso, we're just two people quoting the script.
We weren't performing as hot, so we're just two people quoting the script.
Shit, right, you're still here, there's over here.
I'm sorry. Fourth of all. Sorry about the tangent. We're just under a bit of stress at the moment.
Kicking like mad.
We thought the rights would come through right now. Our lawyer's been working on it since we started planning the production, but, you know.
Lawyers? Yeah. Last we heard, we had the Beckett estate on the ropes. The weasel assured us we'd have a license to perform regardless of gender by the time curtain went up.
By the time the lights.
Okay, well, it's a figure of speech.
You're a figure of speech.
Now, there's a thought.
You're a thought.
You're done with this.
You're done with this.
Yeah, sorry, I'm done with this. I'm done with this.
What are you doing?
I'm getting comfortable.
Okay. But no boot-based physical gags without a license.
I wouldn't dream of it.
All that to say, fifth of all, maybe as an addendum to...
Do subsection!
Fourth of all, subsection A. Since we're expecting the green light from our lawyer any minute now, we were hoping you could bear with us, and then as soon as we get the call, we'll give you one hell of a show. Until then... Wait! Ah! Oh! Did you just say ack?
No, I
just told
I know.
you, and you still...
I know.
You said you wouldn't dream of it.
I dream of it every night.
Well, I bet you feel pretty foolish now.
I do.
I'm taking away your hat privileges until you learn to behave.
You deserve that.
But will it help with my boot? Depends. Are you going to turn it into another bit?
Maybe.
Only if you swear this is the last physical gag until the real show starts.
Oh, I swear.
A bargain is strike. Okay, hold on. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, hold on. Come here. Different angle. One, two, three. No. Okay. One, two, three. Okay, hold on. Oh, okay. Hi, can you just help me with this? Yeah, of course. Thank you. I'm so sorry. This is so scary.
Thank you. That wasn't so hard.
I have a sneaking suspicion you did that on purpose.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Who says only men can do comedy?
Samuel Beckett, presumably.
Right. Just him and every male acting teacher I've ever met.
A frankly disheartening number of non-male acting teachers.
Societal conditioning.
It's a bitch.
That's a sexist term.
Societal conditioning.
Of course. There is the exception to the rule.
Oh, wouldn't be much of a rule if there wasn't.
But you know the exception I'm talking about?
Oh, of course. The one comedic archetype we're allowed to play. It goes without saying.
But let's say it anyway. Let's all say it.
Oh.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Sassy neighbor!
Okay, well, so you didn't say anything. Okay, I suppose there is more than one exception.
Apparently. Although
Although.
they're really not all that different, are they, when you think about it?
When you think about it, they're really not 2 sides of the same coin.
6 sides of the same die.
20 sides of the same... It's a 20-sided die.
Yeah.
And when you roll it, it comes up as stereotype.
Reductive, sexist caricature. An object to be laughed
The
at.
butt of the joke rather than the teller of the joke. And don't get me wrong, I love butts.
You got a great one.
But we should be able to do the face of the joke.
Face
too.
ain't bad either.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We can be just as clever, just as witty, just as thoughtful,
Just as wild, just as biting, just as absurd.
just as comedic as any man.
Hell yeah!
The only thing we can't do as well is be unabashedly, undeservedly, unprecedentedly arrogant.
No, speak for yourself!
I am wired.
Oh yeah, this raging against the machine really gets the adrenaline pumping. The machine in this case being the
We
patriarchy.
gotta do something about it, you know?
Yeah.
Take matters into our own hands, prove them all wrong.
Absolutely, yes!
Let's take this to our own connection. We'll take a legendary single rules and shivery. Right.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, that pretty much brings us back to this.
The rules we explicitly, legally, aren't allowed to do.
Exactly why we have to do them.
As soon as we get the rights.
Right, rights.
I can honestly say when we hatched that plan, I did not see this coming.
I don't think anyone could have seen this coming.
I just thought, in this day and age, it wouldn't be this hard. Get a half-decent lawyer to write a letter to the estate and they'd grant us the performance license without those bullshit arbitrary restrictions. And they are arbitrary, you know? It's fucking theater. Just because the character has a dick doesn't mean the actor has to.
Willing suspension of dick belief. Sorry.
No, that was good. Would have been insane for you not to say it.
I'm glad you understand.
And do you know what I think?
Most of the time.
But specifically now, do you know what I think?
I do know what you think.
What do I think?
I don't know.
But you just said.
I wanted to look clever in front of the audience. I didn't expect you to call me out.
I didn't mean to call you out. I just didn't expect you to know what I think.
Well, then why did you
It
ask?
was rhetorical.
If it was rhetorical, why'd you follow up on
Because
it?
you said you knew.
I say I know a lot of things. I'm usually lying. Well,
Well, what?
what do you think?
I don't know. You said well.
Okay, let's rewind. Here. Okay. You'll say, do you know what I think?
Okay.
And I'll say, what do you think?
Okay.
And then you'll tell me what you think.
Okay. Not this time. And you know what I think?
What do you think?
I think if we were men, they would have given us the rights by now.
Well, yeah, that's like sort of the whole point,
Right, no, right. I mean, if a man went to the Beckett estate arguing for the rights for production with you and I in the roles.
Yeah, you and me.
That's what I said.
You said you and I.
And it should be you and me.
I don't know.
Then why did you interrupt?
I wanted to participate. But you're right, I bet they would listen to a man.
Right. That's what we need. Some man to come save us. Some straight white man needs to swoop in and fight for our rights to perform a play. Maybe he'll come down from his tower and write some original bullshit to protest the grand injustice he just discovered.
Why is he in a tower? Is he a wizard?
And I bet audiences would eat his dumb little play right out. Even though he has no real understanding about the depths of the issues he's writing about.
Conceptualizing is not the same as experiencing, even for a
God
wizard.
knows he won't be able to write the non-male characters to save his life. You can always tell when they're written by a man.
Even when it's a wizard, you can always tell.
Even when it's done with the best intention, you can always tell. You can always tell. And the irony of it all, why would he think it's remotely a good idea?
He wanted to participate. But I'm sure the hypothetical wizard would mean well.
Well, the hypothetical wizard is up in his tower stroking his own ego.
Was masturbation.
It wasn't.
It is now.
It is now.
You can always tell.
All that to say, sixth of all, I thought the rights would come through, so I never really planned for this.
Would this or this?
I mean,
or this.
I meant this. But I suppose also this. And I'm not totally sure what you mean by this.
Planning is overrated anyway. I don't think anyone could have planned for this, and no one really plans for this. I mean, I sure as hell didn't. I never even really expected to be here for this, let alone this.
Well, hey, that got dark quick.
No, not that I just mean the possibility of this never really crossed my mind. The future was always unwritten, and now that I'm here, it's like, what am I supposed to do with all of this? Should I be treading milk or playing baseball, pushing rocks, mixing metaphors? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. So I'm doing this. Even if it's not what we planned, it is something to do. Plus, this really keeps me going. And this fucking stokes my ego. Like primo gratification from this relationship.
Is that healthy?
Is anything?
I mean, yes. Some things are objectively healthy.
Or maybe nothing is objectively anything.
No, some things have to be objectively something.
Agree to disagree. Point being, no one could have planned for this, and no one could have planned for this, because we're all just doing whatever we can to fill the time. You know, the gravedigger puts on the forceps and all that jazz.
Careful, every time you put it, we're one step closer to a suit from the litigious bastard's estate.
What?
The gravedigger line.
That's a cake lyric. She'd go to heaven.
A cake lyric quoting a line from Godot.
Don't be ridiculous. Godot doesn't have any
You know
lines.
perfectly well that's not what I meant. It's one of Vladimir's
Well,
lines.
there you go. It's not one of my lines. Why would I know
I
it?
read the script.
Yeah, sure. The parts where my character talks, but you can't
only
expect me to
read
read
the
the
whole
whole
lines. It's only like 80 pages.
Well, I wanted to be surprised, so I reacted to be more genuine.
1,000 times in rehearsal.
1,000 seems like a stretch. 100 still seems
Tens
too
of
many.
times then! You've heard me say it tens of times in rehearsals.
I guess I was just thinking along my own lines. There's probably a metaphor in there somewhere, right?
Are you joking? I honestly can't tell if you're joking right now.
At this point, neither can I.
You quoted Patsu earlier.
Maybe I am joking then.
So you do know the show.
It's two people waiting around doing bowler hat gags. How much is there to know?
Exactly! 2 people! Not 2 men! 2 people! 2 human beings having a profoundly mundane, deeply profound human experience. Gender has nothing to do with it!
Oh, we're getting fired up
I mean,
again.
as an artist, I get it. You're precious about your work. You want things to be just so, but come on! Do you know what he said when they asked him why?
I do.
When he sued a theater back in '88 for casting a woman, they asked him why. And he said, women don't have prostates. Fucking prostates. Oh, because Vladimir has prostate problems. God forbid someone without a prostate pretend to be a character with prostate issues, right? By that logic, they should be limiting the role specifically to people with bad prostates and failing memories and sore feet and every other little ailment those 2 broken down old windbags suffer from. Hell, they would have to blind the actor who plays Potso every night at intermission. Honestly, if Shakespeare could put a teenage boy in a dress and call him Juliet, there's absolutely no reason why we can't wear baggy suits and bowler hats and
I think it's the lawyer calling.
Oh, and they make some fucking boner jokes too, which most exclude us from the roles, right?
Yeah.
2 gross old men hoping they get erections from hanging themselves from a tree. Autoerotic asphyxiation, the kind of comedy, can only really be discussed by a man.
Oh, is that supposed to be a tree? Of course. An abstract art? Anyway, your phone is up.
Dude, shit. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Damn it, that was the lawyer. Why didn't you say
I
something?
said something. I said
Why
something.
didn't you
They
say
explicitly said it was the lawyer.
Okay, well, why didn't you just pick up?
It's on my phone. Just call them back. It's on my phone. Guys, seriously.
There was an announcement and everything.
Oh, my phone is singing.
They're trying to call you. Pick up, pick up.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just looking for the link. Hold on. Shit.
Oh, this is no time for jokes. Answer your
I'm not joking. I don't remember which pocket I put it
find
in.
the
No. Okay. I feel like it was at the bottom. No, that's me. Oh. What is this? Little Pumpkin Man. Why? Never mind. Oh, God damn it! Ah. Oh, yes. Oh, for fuck's sake, what are you, a magician? Ridiculous! Oh my God, sorry, what the hell? Check this one? Yeah. No. Hello?
Damn it, we missed it!
Yeah, it stopped ringing during the scarf bit.
Why is it sticky?
Grape jelly.
Did you lose jelly in your pocket?
Tell them. Hey, losers. The lawyer's on the phone.
He called you?
Yeah, he said he couldn't get through to you two, probably because you're doing whatever the fuck this is.
I didn't hear it ring.
It's on silent, because we're in a theater.
Right, honestly, act like a professional, for God's sake.
I thought I told you to stop touching props that aren't yours.
These are all my props.
These are not your props.
Agree to disagree.
That's not how this works, okay? It's not a matter of opinion. You don't use
Yes,
any of
sorry
these.
about that. We were on stage.
Oh, no,
Yes,
we didn't
I
start
do.
the show.
Yes, we have! And I did just use these to great effect.
We are on stage, but we were just...
That's not what I meant. You know, that's not what I meant. Okay, these are not a part of your show.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I made them a part of the show.
By stealing them.
By finding them.
Girl, this isn't a locked case.
Yeah, you really do need to keep better track of these.
Hold on. Those are my keys. This asshole's just spouting legalese at me. Hey, let me put you on speakerphone.
Well,
You're on speaker.
speak!
Yes, thank you very much. Right. As I was saying, it really is something of a nuanced issue, referring, of course, to the issue heretofore being disputed regarding the grant or borrowing from grant of a performance license pursuant to all standard language of agreement present in the right holder's terms and conditions as set down in the, I believe it was filed prior to the date of, yes, here we are. Should we seek to recompense in the form of pardon, it's in the current record that all application for grant of rights is required both by the present jurisdiction and the standards and protocols set forth by the rights holder. All necessary and applicable applications have been applied heretofore, rejected heretofore, appealed heretofore, rejected heretofore, appealed heretofore, rejected heretofore, and stand once more at present on appeal. In deliberation with all parties in consideration for the rights held by the rights holder and the rights granted to the grantee by the grantor, heretofore referred to as the holder of the rights or the rights holder, and it should be in the language set in the terms of the right as set down in the language of clause 5 through clause 12 of the aforementioned rider of the aforementioned licensing agreement, which establishes the following restrictions pursuant to all previously established terms of the aforementioned licensing agreement, inclusive of the aforementioned rider of the aforementioned agreement for grant of rights, notwithstanding certain restrictions, first and foremost, of which are enumerated within clause 5 through clause 12, setting forth in no uncertain terms that the opposing party appears quite intractable on all issues within the work, including but not limited to the stage direction, character description, set design, cues both auditory and visual, and all heretofore unnamed aspects of theatrical performance presently used or to be developed throughout our universe of perpetuity must and shall adhere to the standards and requirements written and recorded by the author of the copyrighted work, heretofore referred to as the established as the copy playwright, and heretofore represented posthumously by the relevant estate as established by the playwright, and heretofore referred to as the rights holder. While negotiations there remain ongoing, to say that progress has progressed in any substantial sense of the word would be grossly representative of the instance thereof for the rights holder to restrict the grantee to the terms contained and enumerated within clause 5 through clause 12, and therein restrict all heretofore named and unnamed associated parties to the terms therein. However, an alternative course of action may be present pursuant to the standard classes and other relevant statutes and case laws establishing the well-established and respected copyright law under which the intellectual property at issue is protected and set down in 17 U.S. Code section 107, correct, yes, correct. 17 U.S. Code Section 107. And in one section of the Copyright Act, establishing a statutory framework for the fair use of copyrighted material and consideration of several factors, or elements, or more aptly termed factors, of a balancing test, which weigh the purpose and character in the sense of character as in quality, not in the sense of character as in character, but considering commercial or educational use, for example, the second aforementioned factor, of course, being the nature of the copyrighted work, which of course would be the aforementioned work at issue, the rights of which are currently held by the aforementioned rights holder, followed by the third fair use factor set down in 17 U.S. Code Section 107, subsection 3, the impact of the market, taken all in totality, weighed against one another by a theoretically reasonable, prudent judge, it would be, in my estimation, to be reasonably likely to appear probably that the courts rule in favor of your parody work should you seek to produce parody, protest rather than pursue the bundle of rights granted to the author by copyright doctrine, granted to the grantee by the grantor. In compliance with all the terms therein, and in consideration of aforementioned rights and the aforementioned licensing agreement, containing the disputed terms of the clause 5, through clause, for fuck's sake, clause 12. Okay, you deal with that asshole, and I'll deal with this one.
Oh my god.
Oh. That's so hard. It's kind of nice, isn't it? What? Just like stopping for a bit, taking a break.
No. Always so much to do. No time to think.
Trying to keep afloat.
Right. Right, treading milk. Treading milk, right. But do you know what scares me?
Spiders.
No.
Dying alone.
No, well, yes, but that's not.
Dying full of spiders.
What? No. What scares me is that it might actually be skim milk.
You were acting like dying full of spiders is a weird thing to say.
It is.
It is, but so is skim milk.
Because you can't turn skim milk into butter no matter how hard you kick. So the mice would be stuck treading milk forever.
No, not forever. Their little legs would give out eventually.
Like, we've been kicking. We learned how to tread water and did everything
Milk.
like we were supposed to. We followed the plan. We were told by so many mice before us if we just keep kicking, we get the butter. What if the plan doesn't work? What if at some point some sadistic farmer started putting skim milk in the buckets?
Well, you know what they say about mice and men.
Right. Right, the best laid
I
plans.
never planned with you shooting your best friend in the head while you told him about the rabbits. Right.
Right.
Okay, is that true, by the way? You can't make butter with skim milk?
I don't really know, actually. I think so. Should we check?
No, probably not worth worrying about. It sounds true enough. And, besides, maybe we are destined to drown in skim milk. But in the meantime, I mean, look at this amazing pool we've got to swim around in. And it doesn't just have to be treading water. You know, we can do a backstroke or the butterfly, or hell, we can even get some of those like weighted rings and throw them to the bottom and then race to see who can get one and get back up to the top first.
We play mermaids in the milk.
Well, if you're gonna have an attitude about it, I'll just play mermaids myself.
Stopping for a breath isn't so nice anymore, is it?
No, I think I've had enough breath.
Right. Too much
Time to think, yeah. Distraction would be appreciated.
God, we have so much to do.
So
Anyway.
much to do. A whole show we worked so hard on. I mean, only time for half a show now, but I worked harder on the first half anyway.
We can't let all of that work be for nothing.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
I'm
all that
imagining-
work
I'm
for
imagining
no
that
reason?
like
Oh
it
my
would be.
God. All those hours of rehearsal, totally pointless.
What a waste. What a waste.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine anything worse.
All that work for no reason.
Hey, will you help me reach?
Oh.
Thank you.
There we go. I mean, that can't be all this amounts to, right? I mean, we spent hours, days, months working on this show.
I mean, not this show.
It's all for nothing.
We need a little to the left.
What was the point? What's the point of any of it? Okay, just later. Oh, done. Thank God. What do you think? What is it?
It's a tree. You said it's a tree.
No, I mean, why?
No reason.
We just hung a dozen items in a tree. Surely there must be a reason.
I say that every Christmas.
It's not Christmas.
Well, that's not a tree.
It is something, I guess.
It sure is.
Do you think little pumpkin man will get an erection?
Hey, are you guys?
The boy!
Here comes the boy!
Yay, well, sorry, we should explain. They play a character called the boy, who shows up at the end of each...
boy.
Not the boy?
I wish.
I guess any old boy will do.
Seems odd.
Yeah, like at some point, why not a messenger or a kid? Why just a boy?
I think we all know why.
Anyway, they play a boy who shows up at the end of each act to tell Vladimir and Estragon that Godot isn't coming. Oh my God, did the stage manager send you out here to tell us we weren't going to get the rights?
Honestly, very clever if so.
Oh, no, they're still on the phone. You guys have just been out here the length of a first act. I thought maybe we should take an intermission.
But the show hasn't even started yet.
Well, not the show, but a show, certainly. And a show needs an intermission almost as much as Vladimir needs a prostate.
Okay. Okay, you're right. Tell the stage manager we're going on intermission. Sorry about all of this. Please bear with us, and hopefully we get some good news in the next 15 minutes.
And in the meantime, grab a drink, go to the bathroom, text your friends what a shit show this is. And hopefully by the time you return, we have a show for you.
Please come back.
I'm sure they'll come back.
Honestly, it's good we're taking a break. I wasn't going to say anything, but I needed to entertain myself.
Why wouldn't you say anything?
There was a lot going on.
Was there though?
You guys can see other shows. I mean, this is over. It's really over. Okay, I mean, you can stay here, I guess.
me. I am the lead.
I'm not feeling alright today. I'm not feeling
I feel like no one believes me.